Hello, welcome to the Tea Party Howdy channel. Okay, what we're going to talk about today on this lovely 4th of July, on my third video. First one had the audio from Beelzebub's pit because I used the wrong mic. Second one had all the neighbors in the background. You'll just have to wait and see what shows up in this one. Alright, so let's take a look at 1776 versus 1976 versus the time we live in now. 1776, the nation was founded by the Founding Fathers, and 1976 was the bicentennial, bi of course meaning two, and it was 200 years. The centennial took place in Philadelphia. If you are not familiar with what happened in the centennial celebration in Philadelphia, you should definitely look it up because what an amazing party that was. But 1976, I want to look at this year versus now from the point of view of children and then adults. If you grew up in the era where the bicentennial took place in 1976, and you're a child, and I mean kid, like under 6th, maybe 7th and under, definitely 6th grade and under, you grew up surrounded by all of this. Tons and tons of patriotic Founding Fathers information. Why these pictures are in black and white, I have no idea. The world was not in black and white in 1976 or 1950 or any other year. The world was in color. This was the logo that was posted on pretty much every school. It was everywhere. And again, the world was in color. So you can see the patriotism. Oh, the Twin Towers. Miss them. Now these three fellers, they showed up on tons of stuff. Mickey Mouse and Goofy and Donald Duck and Kiss, the band. Everybody was doing their take on these three fellas. And let's see, People Magazine was in on it. Everybody was in on it. So, if you were a kid, you were being swamped with this. Your Saturday mornings, you gotta remember, back in the 70s was still the era of Saturday morning cartoons. And Saturday morning cartoons even switched over to the patriotic mode with the U.S. of Archie. And I gotta tell you, as a kid, I loved the U.S. of Archie. The regular Archie didn't do much for me, but the U.S. of Archie was great. Now, quite a few of them are on YouTube, so I watched them recently. Whoa, is their history just... It's loose. It's very, very loose history. And the song is annoying to no end. Here, I'll give you a sample of the song. And I'll turn the speaking mic off so you don't get the weird, creepy echo as soon as it starts. So it starts with the cool Yankee Doodle Dandy, and it's got the funky funk going on. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Here's the next part. I have to keep breaking it for copyright. Hopefully I don't get copyright tagged, as I am doing a review of it. So there's that. And of course there was also the Schoolhouse Rock, which had elbow room, everybody needs a little elbow room. And then there's gonna be fireworks, which I sing every year when I see fireworks. I love that song. And the Great American Melting Pot, which of course is now taught as racist. So that's starting to get us into how it is for children and then and children of now. Okay, that's grown-ups preview. I didn't bring up on the pages, I meant to, but I forgot, was the not National Endowment of the Arts, NEA, the National Teachers Association? National Educators Association. The National Educators, why's that word so hard to say? Association. Whatever, the NEA, the America's largest teachers union, have said, CRT, critical race theory. No, it's awesome possum. We should be doing it in schools, and we're going to set up funds to do it. And we are going to go full bore with CRT and 1619 as compared to reality and 1776. And it was funny because in the article about the CRT, they were like, whoa, shut up. We've been telling everybody that we don't teach that in grade school. We only teach it in college. Don't give it away. It's like, too late. Cat's out of the bag. And if you grew up in 1976, you were swamped with Americana. You got these. Oh, where's the other one? I want to show you the other one. Come, where's the other one? Here it is. The bicentennial minutes that appeared on TV in between, it was commercials, and then you'd have these little PSAs, and it's 1 minute or something. Sometimes they're a little bit over, but not much. And it was all these little history facts that ran for 74, 75, 76, at least 75 and 76. And it told you all about the history of America and the founding fathers and all this really cool, great stuff. And over in California, they have a theme park called Knott's Berry Farm. And Knott's Berry Farm opened up across the street from their traditional theme park a new section that was dedicated to an exact copy of the hall where they did this, where they did the in Philadelphia. What's the name of that? The Independence Hall. Duh. Okay, Independence Hall. So much of an exact copy. That's where they filmed 1776, the musical I reviewed on several times on this channel. And they filmed a lot of stuff that whenever they do Independence Hall, they tend to rent that out because hello, it's in Orange County, just south of LA, so it's near shooting. You got an exact copy. It's cool. So the point I'm trying to get at is the children were swamped in the love of America, and the indoctrination factor was huge. But the beauty of the indoctrination factor was it wasn't lies. At least what we were being told, because remember, indoctrination means don't ask, believe. At least we were being indoctrinated with true information. Now, the tricky thing with history is, oh yeah, but you left this out and you left that out. Okay, that's fine. But the data we were given was still true. Was there additional information that could add to the story? Always. Always. When you flash forward to now, and you have the critical race theory, no. In 1619, that data is not true. It's been disproven by ample amount of historians. So we have, okay, so I grew up in that era. Obviously, I wouldn't be making the video. And so it gave me the connection to the Founding Fathers that I still have, and very much so. And then they kept going for my generation. They did Liberty's Kids. They did History Channel was born. History Channel, when it was born, actually did history videos, and they did the Founding Fathers and the Founding Brothers, which they invented that term to the next series. Then they did the Founding Mothers, which there's no such thing, so they had to invent that too, but whatever. The point is, my generation has been solidified if we partook in the Founding Fathers and loving America. Now, I know there's a whole other segment of society that's all about the Civil War. I know about the Civil War, I care about the Civil War, but I'm all about the Founding Fathers, and so that's my cup of tea. And this, as you are looking at the screen, this is what laid the foundation for it. What we're laying the foundation for now with children is not that. What we're laying the foundation now for children is that in 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, they're all going to grow up hating the country I'm going to be daring and say, used to live in. Now, we all know that America has major turning points where there was this America, and then after that point, it was an entirely different America. You had the Revolution, where we switched from colonies to states. You have the Civil War, where we switched from North being free and South being slave to everybody outlawing slavery. Then you have FDR's New Deal, where we switched from a capitalist country to a socialist country. We're not a socialist country. The heck we're not. The heck we're not. To the socialist country. Then you flash forward to 1964. You have the new, not the New Deal, the New Deal, the Great Society. You have the Civil Rights Act. The humongous issue that anybody who knows the Civil Rights Act, and it's actually led to the problems that we have now with the CRT. The problem with the Civil Rights Act is when they wrote it in a manner that specified that only people that are protected classes can be protected. Well, if you have protected classes, that means you have unprotected classes, which is, again, this is why we're clashing now, because they're taking advantage of it now. When you say that you have protected classes, you've eliminated the 14th Amendment, which guarantees equal justice under the law. You can't have a protected class and equal justice. Those are butting heads. And so now, that everybody's taking advantage of identity politics, which is hilarious, because in the 1990s it was like, don't put labels on me. That actually lasted all the way until the early 2000s. No, don't label me, I don't believe in labels, I'm a liberal, I'm a lefty, but don't put a label on me. And now it's like, speaking as a one-legged, one-eyed, purple people pumpkin eater. Yeah, anyway, boy do they love labels now. And they are taking advantage of the crater-sized loophole in the Civil Rights Act that said protected classes, no equal justice under the law. Cool, equity. So we are now raising a generation that will hate whatever this country is. We've pivoted so far from what we started as, some for the good, some for the bad. The Civil War sucked, but it was very, very necessary to get people on board. The debate over whether or not the South should have been legally allowed to secede, I'm not smart enough to take that on successfully. The debate about the New Deal, oh, I'll take that one on. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake that is, now we're $30 trillion in debt and they're still throwing money out the window. Yeah, I'll take that debate on. The Great Society, same thing. Civil Rights Act, I already told you my problem with the Civil Rights Act, and it's my only problem with the Civil Rights Act is that it moved from equal justice under the law to protected classes, and now it's that evil thing has blossomed, and here we go. So I just wanted to show you that in 1976 we had the Bicentennial Minute, we had the Addams Chronicle on PBS, which tells the Addams family. Yeah, no, not that one, the other one. And I really like the show. It's not nearly as good as 1776. It's not nearly good as John Adams, the HBO version. Is it star-studded? Oh, yes it is. But it's still PBS, and it's old PBS before History Channel was made, so it's still a bit draggy. But would I recommend it? Yes. Would I say it's going to keep you on the edge of your seat like all the other ones do? It depends on how skinny your seat is. If your seat is really skinny, you will be on the edge of it. So, yeah, well done. So this is what we had. Now, we're 245 years old today. I know, America doesn't look a day over 239. In 5 years, we will hit the ever so hard to say, and so I'm not even going to try, the 250-year anniversary. That's not the hard part to say, but when you put it into bison, whatever it is, I don't know who's going to be president in that year. If it's Trump, then we'll get all this stuff again. But if it is the Democrats' successor, whomever that should be, and Democrats continue on this path of hating America and splitting us apart with Black Lives Matter flags at our embassies, patriotic programs on PBS, like the one on right now, probably live, that begin with the Black National Anthem. No, all that division, it will succeed. It will tear us apart. Never forget, it was the Democrats who were the ones that started the Civil War. It was the Democrat Party that tore us asunder the first time. It is the Democrat Party tearing us asunder again. When you look at who says I love America and the Constitution and what it stands for, and then they show you what it stands for, it ain't the lefties. Pelosi loves to talk about the Constitution, but she never references the actual words in it. That's not an accident. So I just wanted to do a little flashback and show you how the children of 1776 were that. Oh, and I said I was going to mention the adults. Here's where the inversion takes place. In 1976, the children were surrounded by all of this Americana, and that was all we got, because we were kids. Whereas in grown-up land, they were getting this. They had Nixon resign in 1974, the first president to resign, 100 years after the First Continental Convention. That's creepy. And they had the Vietnam War. So you had the Vietnam War ending. You had Jimmy Carter coming in, replacing Ford, who replaced Nixon. And that was their world. That was the world of grown-ups. And kids were just like, U.S. of Mickey Mouse and all the bicentennial stuff. Then, in today's world, you have the kids being raised on... It's the exact opposite. The grown-ups don't know what the kids are learning. The grown-ups knew about the bicentennial. They saw the bicentennial minutes and stuff like that. But the grown-ups don't know about critical race theory until this summer. And with the online learning from the Cootie that took place last year, when it's like, hello, it's been going on for years. I got kicked out of teaching several times because, hello, Tea Party Arty channel? in a public school? Mm-mm. Nope, they want nothing to do with it. They're all about equity, diversity, inclusion, and equity. Die. D-I-E. Die. Yeah. So when you get someone in there that starts popping off about Americana and the Founding Fathers and how they had some really good things going on about them, I'm not going to say they're perfect. I'm not stupid. But they weren't devils. Not at all. And yeah, so that was the end of that. So grown-ups now, until very recently, didn't even know what their kids were learning. They are not getting taught to love America. They're getting taught to hate America. And that's going to wrap up my 4th of July set of videos and probably set me for quite a while going into the future. I have a lot to do that I haven't done yet. And I still want to watch 1776 and Johnny Tremaine. And last time I said that in a video, it was 5 o'clock, and it's like 7:30 now because it takes forever to process these and upload them. But I do hope that if you stuck around this long, you enjoyed it and maybe learned something here and there. And if you do have children and you are not aware of what they're learning in school, I can pretty much guarantee you, regardless of where you live, they're learning critical race theory in one form or another. And you're going to have to, it's up to you to stop it because they're not. So, yeah, it's not this. It's not God Bless America. It's not Love America. It's not John Adams and John Dickinson and Dr. Rush and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Paine and all the other founding fathers who fought so hard to give us what we have thrown away so quickly. But it's not like Ben Franklin didn't say, we've given you a republic if you can keep it. You never even hear the Democrats mention that we have a republic. It's like, you're destroying democracy. Dude, we're not a democracy. We were never a democracy. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. We've given you a republic if you can keep it. Yeah, we were never a democracy. We were never supposed to be a democracy. In fact, we've pulled farther away from being a republic because senators weren't even elected by the regular people in the old days until like 1920 or something. Worth looking up. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Happy 4th of July. See you in the future sometime. But currently I gotta go back to 1776.